I first came to India, it was rather exciting actually because of the hustle and bustle and so different, so different than anything in America. And I just really was taking it all in. So just being new and looking around and wanting to see what's out there, I just really started to look. But what saddened me is what I saw. And amongst the hustle and bustle, there was just so much poverty. I couldn't believe it. Out every window, every time I looked, as the car's driving, it's just consistent and constant poverty.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere.
The one time while in India that impacted me most is we were leaving a small mall where we had just had lunch, and we walked down the stairs and heading towards our car, and there were two small boys. And they both came right up to me, and one was maybe a year old, the other one 3. They barely had clothes on, and they just wrapped themselves around my legs. And they looked up at me with their big brown eyes, and they were saying something, and of course I didn't know what they were saying, but they just started crying. And I looked down at them, and it just broke my heart, and I looked around to see, is there a mother, a father, any parent around that's even caring for them? Like, who do they belong to? And there was just nobody. It was them by themselves. And I remember saying to Timmy, we finally got into the car, and of course I wanted to take him with me. But I said to Timmy, I said, you know, what is this? I said, isn't anybody doing anything about it? And he just looked at me and said, no, that's just every day here in India.
Their tears are filling up their glasses. No expression, no expression. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow.
And I thought, well, somebody has to do something. Somebody has to. And again, he looked at me and he said, what are you gonna do? I said, well, you have to do something. He goes, what is one person gonna do? And at that moment, I realized no matter how big the body of water, all it takes is one pebble and it causes the ripple effect. And I knew at that point and in that moment, something had to be done, and that I wanted to be the one to maybe start something.
Invited all our employees for a lunch, and we invited their families as well. And we were amazed to see all these young kids who seemed very bright.
He said, you know, these are the kids, they go back to villages, they don't have any hope, they don't have any education. And again, it was just very moving for me. It was an emotional time, and I got really upset again, and I just loved on these kids all afternoon, and I loved on the families, and it just affected me in a really real way. And that afternoon we were heading home, and in the car Timmy turned to me and he said, hon, I know what we're gonna do. And I said, what? He goes, we're gonna start a school and we're gonna educate those kids, and it'll be a free school for those children. And I was just so ecstatic. It was just the best moment of my life to know that we could actually do something.
I think for anyone to break out of the shackles of their caste or what their family is doing, their launching pad can really be education, because that's what provides a level playing field for everybody. I started to find out if there were any buildings that we could lease where we could start a school. And we looked around for a very, very short time, and within a week I stumbled upon a school that had started, did not have a lot of students, and was willing to work with us on an outsourced program. We started out in July with 40 children, and we started from a nursery, which is pre-kindergarten, till class 2. That's how we first started.
These kids had never seen anything like this in their entire lives, like something so clean and so bright and so just cheery and inviting and warm and comforting. And the biggest thing for us is just providing that comfort for the kids too. And then we bought these buses. And for the kids to step on brand new buses and to sit in the buses that transport them, and we provided them with clothes, like brand new clothes. They had all these clothes to wear too. So it was just so rewarding for us to be able to be a part of this.
We are actually transporting them into a completely different world when they come to school. But even though you've got a completely different infrastructure that they come to, the habits that they bring with them also had to undergo a huge change. And our faculty and the teachers have played an amazing role in helping with that transition.
इस स्कूल में अच्छी पढ़ाई होती है, इस स्कूल में एक एक चीज़ समझाई जाती है अच्छे से।
The factory employees were ecstatic. They were so excited that they had an opportunity because they couldn't afford to send their children to school. So they knew with an opportunity like this, it was only going to better their children.
मेरा बड़ा सौभाग्य जो मैं इस कंपनी में आया हूँ और मेरे बच्चे फ्री एजुकेशन प्राप्त कर रहे हैं और मतलब मेरा परिवार बहुत खुश है इस चीज़ से।
What we started out as just a school has actually now turned out to be something far beyond what we ever imagined.
We started with 40 kids and now we have over 250.
We want to create a school that will provide high school education. So we want to have a school that will be up till the 12th grade for the children, which means that we'll have to keep adding every year to our school. We are going to get the school registered under a local system called CBSE, which requires that any school that goes up to 12th grade needs to be on a premises of 2.5 acres. So we have just made the investment in buying the land. It costs a lot of money, and the proportion of the land cost in relation to the cost of land in other countries, it's quite astronomical here. We obviously want people to be part of this journey with us, to experience what is happening and the deep impact that this is having on people's lives. Any way that people can contribute financially with their time is something that we would absolutely welcome. And share what a gratifying feeling this is to be able to enjoy the change that you see in someone's life in such a meaningful way.
It is more blessed to give than to receive. And it is my desire and my passion to share with everybody possible what we're doing in India. It is so fulfilling to us, and I know it would be fulfilling to others as well, to help however they can. No amount is too small, and to just partner with us. Come to India, come visit us, come see our children, come see firsthand what we do and how they're thriving. It will change your lives forever.